First Contact Protocol. The Nexus station hung like a crystalline jewel against the infinite black of space, its curved architecture a testament to millennia of advanced galactic engineering. Inside the Grand Council chamber, the assembled diplomats and military leaders represented civilizations that had long since transcended the primitive struggles of individual planetary conflicts. Commander Elena Rodriguez Chen stood out starkly among the alien delegates. Her dark skin and military-issued uniform stood in sharp contrast to the bioluminescent, crystalline, and gaseous forms surrounding her. She was humanity's first representative to the Galactic Defense Council, a position that carried both immense pride and tremendous pressure. Admiral Kriktal, a being composed of interconnected crystalline structures that shifted colors with every emotional nuance, dominated the chamber. His species, the Krylarian, had been the primary architects of the current galactic peace, a peace maintained through overwhelming technological superiority. The matter of human military integration is not a mere formality, Kriktal announced, his primary manipulators creating complex gestures that translated simultaneously into verbal and somatic communication. We must thoroughly assess the capabilities of Earth's military technology. Delegate Zixtal, a meridian with pulsating bioluminescent spots that indicated emotional states, couldn't contain their amusement. Humans. They still use chemical propulsion and metallic projectiles. It's like inviting Stone Age hunters to a quantum warfare conference. The chamber erupted in multilingual laughter. Holographic displays flickered with dismissive weapon schematics, most showing human technology as primitive footnotes compared to the advanced energy weapons and quantum cascade systems of established galactic powers. Elena Chen maintained her composure. She had been preparing for this moment her entire career. Selected from thousands of candidates, she represented not just the United Earth military, but the collective potential of an entire species just beginning to understand its place in a vast, complex galactic ecosystem. Ladies, gentlemen, and beings of indeterminate gender classification, Chen began, her voice measured and confident. Earth may be young in galactic terms, but our technological progression has consistently defied expectations. The laughter gradually subsided, replaced by a patronizing silence. Admiral Kriktal's crystalline form shifted to a shade of patronizing purple. Commander Chen, our smallest corvettes possess energy shields capable of deflecting asteroid impacts. Your most advanced weapons launch metal projectiles using chemical explosions. The physics simply do not support your confidence. Lieutenant Michael Wong, sitting behind Chen, suppressed a knowing smile. He had been part of the classified weapons development team that had created something the galaxy had never seen before. Physics, Chen replied smoothly, is precisely why you should take our weapons seriously. What followed was a diplomatic dance of challenge and response, with Chen strategically maneuvering the conversation towards a demonstration that would challenge everything the Galactic Council believed about human military capability. Little did the alien delegates know that humanity had been preparing for this moment, developing technologies that existed in the razor-thin boundary between theoretical physics and practical warfare. The stage was set for a confrontation that would redefine humanity's place in the galactic order. The weapon's genesis. Dr. Arya Nakamura stared intently at the holographic projection, her fingers dancing across quantum interfaces that would have seemed like magic to engineers just a decade earlier. The underground research facility beneath the Atacama Desert was a marvel of human engineering, a place where the most advanced minds on Earth worked in absolute secrecy. The XM-1 hypervelocity mass driver wasn't just a weapon. It was a testament to human ingenuity, a technological marvel that had emerged from the most unlikely of collaborations. Quantum physicists, materials engineers, former NASA propulsion experts, and cutting-edge weapons designers had spent years pushing the boundaries of what was scientifically possible. Structural integrity at 99.7%, announced Dr. Marcus Rodriguez, the project's lead materials scientist. His grandmother had been part of the team that first developed advanced ceramic composites for spacecraft shielding, and now he was continuing that legacy of innovation. Arya zoomed in on the electromagnetic coil assembly. Each coil was a masterpiece of engineering, created from a proprietary alloy that could withstand temperatures and electromagnetic stress that would vaporize conventional materials. "The magnetic containment field is stable," she muttered, more to herself than to her colleagues. Behind her, a massive screen displayed the weapon's technical specifications. The XM-1 was designed to do something that every advanced civilization had deemed impossible: accelerate a relatively small projectile to a significant fraction of light speed using nothing more than electromagnetic fields and controlled nuclear fusion. The weapon's development had been born from a unique moment in human history. After first contact with alien civilizations, Earth's scientific community had undergone a radical transformation. No longer constrained by terrestrial thinking, researchers began approaching problems with a newfound audacity. Lieutenant Michael Wong, who had been present during the Galactic Council meeting, entered the facility. His role was crucial. He understood both the military and diplomatic implications of what they were developing. "The Krylarian and Meridian sensors will be looking for energy weapon signatures," Wong explained. "Our entire strategy relies on their technological preconceptions. They view kinetic weapons as primitive, which means they've developed shield technologies specifically designed to counter energy-based attacks." Dr. Rodriguez pulled up a comparative analysis. "Their shield modulation frequencies are optimized for plasma, quantum, and directed energy weapons. A traditional kinetic projectile would be like trying to stop a bullet with a net designed to catch butterflies." Aria's eyes gleamed with excitement. "Except our projectile isn't traditional. At 1/10 the speed of light, we're talking about a weapon that generates more kinetic energy than most tactical nuclear devices, but with pinpoint precision. The weapon's design was elegantly simple in concept, brutally complex in execution. A 20-kilogram projectile, composed of a dense tungsten-iridium alloy, would be accelerated through a 60-meter electromagnetic barrel. Fusion reactors would provide the immense energy required, while a series of superconducting magnetic rings would contain and guide the projectile. The real challenge, Arya explained, highlighting a complex section of the technical diagram, is preventing the projectile from vaporizing during acceleration. Our magnetic containment field has to be perfect, maintaining structural integrity while managing temperatures that would make the surface of the sun seem cool by comparison." Wong leaned in, studying the data. "The diplomatic team will provoke the Galactic Council into providing their most advanced shielding. We're not just demonstrating a weapon, we're challenging their entire technological paradigm." The facility buzzed with a mix of nervous energy and scientific enthusiasm. This was more than a weapons test. It was humanity's first true technological statement to the galaxy, a declaration that they were not to be underestimated. Outside the facility, the Atacama Desert stretched endlessly, a perfect metaphor for human potential. Vast, seemingly empty, but hiding unimaginable complexity and potential just beneath the surface. As the final preparations continued, no one in the facility spoke about the weight of their mission. They didn't need to. Each understood that they were writing a new chapter in human history, one electromagnetic pulse at a time. The Technological Crucible. Station Beta 7 was a marvel of galactic engineering, an asteroid transformed into a mobile testing ground, its interior a labyrinth of advanced technological systems that could simulate virtually any combat scenario. The station's outer hull was a mosaic of defensive technologies, each layer representing centuries of iterative design from multiple alien civilizations. Captain Zara Clara, a Vurian overseer responsible for the station's operations, watched the preparations with a mixture of professional detachment and barely concealed curiosity. The Vurian were known for their meticulous approach to technological assessment, and this human demonstration had become the most anticipated event in recent galactic diplomatic history. "Shield modulation at maximum," announced Senior Technician Glix, their bioluminescent spots pulsing with a rapid orange-blue pattern that indicated professional excitement. "We're using the combined shield technology from the Krylarian, Meridian, and Quantum Collective. This is literally the most advanced defensive system in known space." Admiral Cricktal's crystalline form shimmered with an almost iridescent purple, a color that among his species signified supreme confidence. Prepare the observation deck, he commanded. I want every diplomatic representative to witness how we handle these, primitive human weapons. In a separate preparation area, Commander Elena Chen and Lieutenant Michael Wong were making final calibrations to the XM-1. The weapon was a behemoth, its 60-meter barrel requiring specialized transport systems just to position it correctly within the testing facility. Fusion reactors are at 98.3% synchronization, Wong reported, his fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. Magnetic containment field is stable. We're running final targeting algorithms. Chen's communication device buzzed. It was Dr. Arya Nakamura from the development team. Remember, she warned, this is more than just a weapons demonstration. This is humanity's first true technological statement to the galaxy. The station's massive observation deck was packed. Delegates from dozens of alien civilizations had gathered, their various physiological forms creating a bizarre tableau of galactic diversity. Holographic translation systems hummed, converting multiple linguistic and telepathic communication methods into standard galactic communication protocols. The humans will demonstrate their so-called weapon, announced Delegate Zixtao, their bioluminescent spots flickering with anticipation and a hint of mockery. I predict this will be the shortest demonstration in diplomatic history. Captain Clara adjusted the station's sensor arrays. Multiple redundant systems were in place, not just to observe the demonstration, but to capture every microscopic detail of what was about to transpire. Lieutenant Wong's voice came through the station's communication system. Target locked. Preparing initial acceleration sequence. The massive electromagnetic coils along the XM-1's barrel began to glow. It wasn't a gentle illumination, but an intense, almost living light that seemed to bend the very fabric of space around it. Fusion reactors hummed at frequencies that made even the most advanced sensors vibrate with anticipation. Admiral Crichtal's crystalline form pulsed with what could only be described as institutional arrogance. Activate maximum shield configuration, he commanded. The station's defensive systems came to life, layers of energy barriers that had previously stopped everything from asteroid impacts to concentrated quantum cascade weapons. Projectile prepared, Wong announced. Magnetic containment field at 100%. Initial acceleration commencing. What happened next would be discussed in diplomatic circles for generations. The first hint that something extraordinary was happening came not from visual cues, but from the station's sensor systems. Quantum entanglement monitors began registering anomalies. Gravitational sensors started displaying readings that defied conventional understanding. And then, in a moment that would be replayed millions of times across thousands of worlds, humanity demonstrated exactly why they were not to be underestimated. The XM-1 fired. Reverberations of a shot heard across the galaxy. The moment stretched into eternity. Station Beta 7's primary sensor array went dark first. Then the backup systems. Then the tertiary redundancy networks. For 3.7 seconds, every technological system on the station simply ceased to exist. When the systems rebooted, nothing remained where the target should have been. Not debris. Not a molecular trace. Simply a perfectly circular void that seemed to defy the basic laws of spatial physics. Captain Zara Clara's translator couldn't even process the sound she made, a combination of scientific disbelief and primal terror that translated roughly to what in the collective ancestral memory just happened. The holographic displays flickered with impossible data. The XM-1 single 20-kilogram projectile had released kinetic energy equivalent to 10 gigatons of TNT, but with such precision that it created a perfectly spherical displacement in spacetime. Admiral Crichtal's crystalline form underwent a transformation never before witnessed by diplomatic records. His normally stable molecular structure began to fracture, colors shifting so rapidly that it resembled a kaleidoscope experiencing a seizure. Impossible, he muttered. Then louder. Impossible. The diplomatic chamber erupted into chaos. Delegate Zixtal's bioluminescent spots began pulsing in a pattern that xenolinguists would later determine was the equivalent of a complete nervous breakdown. The Meridian's entire physiological response system was registering total system shock. Lieutenant Michael Wong allowed himself the smallest of smiles. Dr. Arya Nakamura, watching from the remote research facility, began rapidly inputting data into her quantum analysis systems. This wasn't just a weapons test. This was a fundamental redefinition of technological understanding. The implications cascaded faster than the projectile itself. Every established galactic civilization had built their defensive technologies around energy management. Shield systems were designed to dissipate, redirect, or absorb energy-based attacks. Plasma weapons. Quantum cascade cannons. Directed energy systems. No one had considered a weapon that was essentially a precision-guided kinetic hammer moving at a significant fraction of light speed. The physics, Dr. Rodriguez muttered, reviewing the initial sensor logs, are going to take decades to fully comprehend. Commander Elena Chen understood something deeper. This wasn't just about a weapon. This was about challenging an entire technological paradigm. Humanity had just demonstrated that innovation wasn't about having the most advanced technology, it was about seeing problems from an entirely different perspective. The communication channels across the galaxy began lighting up. Military strategists. Scientific research teams. Diplomatic corps. Everyone wanted to understand what had just happened. But the true impact was yet to be felt. Humanity had just changed the game. And the galaxy would never be the same again. A new galactic order. 6 months after the demonstration at Station Beta 7, the galactic political landscape had transformed beyond recognition. The United Earth Diplomatic Corps had been inundated with communication requests from civilizations that had previously dismissed humanity as a technological footnote. What had once been condescending diplomatic overtures were now carefully crafted requests for technological exchange and collaborative research. In the central chambers of the Galactic Council, a fundamental restructuring was underway. The technological superiority that had defined interstellar diplomacy for millennia had been shattered by a single shot from a human weapon. Admiral Krichtal, now partially reconstructed after his molecular breakdown, sat in a hearing that would reshape galactic policy. His once pristine crystalline form now bore permanent fracture lines, a physical metaphor for the broken technological paradigm. The human demonstration, he testified, his voice modulator struggling to maintain diplomatic neutrality, represents a fundamental challenge to our understanding of technological development. Dr. Arya Nakamura stood before the council, no longer just a weapons developer but now a key diplomatic envoy. Her presentation wasn't about the weapon itself, but about the philosophical approach that created it. Innovation isn't about having the most advanced technology, she explained, her holographic presentation showing the XM1's development process. It's about challenging fundamental assumptions. Humanity's strength has always been our ability to approach problems from unexpected angles. The hearing room, a massive chamber that could accommodate beings of wildly different physiological requirements, was silent. Delegates from the Meridian Collective, the Quantum Cooperative, and dozens of other advanced civilizations listened with a mixture of scientific curiosity and diplomatic tension. Lieutenant Michael Wong, now promoted to lead the Office of Interstellar Technological Integration, presented a comprehensive report. It wasn't just about the weapon. It was about the entire process of its creation, a testament to human collaborative innovation. We didn't develop this in isolation, Wong explained. This was the result of interdisciplinary cooperation. Quantum physicists working alongside materials engineers. Aerospace designers collaborating with theoretical mathematicians. Our strength is our ability to break down technological silos. Commander Elena Chen, now a key strategic advisor to Earth's Interstellar Diplomatic Corps, understood the deeper significance. This wasn't just a military breakthrough. It was a cultural statement about human potential. The Galactic Council's subsequent resolution was unprecedented. Humanity would be granted full technological exchange rights, a status previously reserved only for the most advanced civilizations. Research facilities would be established, collaborative projects initiated, and diplomatic channels expanded. But the true victory wasn't diplomatic. It was philosophical. Humanity had proven that technological innovation wasn't about raw power. It was about perspective. About challenging assumptions. About seeing possibilities where others saw limitations. In research facilities across Earth, a new generation of scientists and engineers looked to the stars with a sense of unlimited potential. The galaxy had underestimated them once. They would ensure it never happened again. As the first joint research vessels prepared for launch, carrying human and alien scientists, one thing became abundantly clear: the game had changed. And humanity was just getting started.